to Writers on the Air Afterwards. My name is Linda Schell, and today we're interviewing Rick Johnstone.
Johnstone.
Rick is our technician today for Writers on the Air, and he saves us many times when we can't get a technician. So, Rick, have you ever written anything?
Let's see, I've written excuses to get out of work. No, that's about it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I play a little guitar, so I play a little, write a little music here and there, but.
So you do have a little bit of creativity, and I imagine that's how you got involved with Writers on the Air. I don't mean Writers on the Air, but I mean the radio station.
Actually, Marie and I worked together at Kmart.
Okay.
I worked for Kmart for about 25 years. I think she had about 19 years in. And we were both assistant managers. And so when I was, I just recently, not a year or so ago, retired from Tervis, Tumblr. And she called me and said, "You need to come down and be a part of the radio. You need to volunteer. We need a PSA person." I said, "Yeah, okay, what am I going to do?" So the rest is history.
So you never had any experience with teching or computers? No. And you learned here?
Sure.
That's marvelous.
I think so.
Well, really, if anyone's ever been back and looked at that board, it's overwhelming, isn't it?
It's more intimidating by looks than it is how to operate. It's pretty simple. It's pretty cut and dry.
Now, you told me you were raised in a Navy family?
Yeah, my dad was a career submariner. And so we lived, I was born in Washington, D.C. My mom was a secretary for the Secretary of the Army during World War II. Pretty interesting stuff there.
I bet.
So we lived all up and down the East Coast. They had a permanent home in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I graduated high school in Newport, Rhode Island, while he was going to the War College there. And 3 days later, I was in the U.S. Army. And that was 1967.
Okay. And then did you make a career out of the Army? Or?
I did not. No, I did my 3 years. And I got out. My dad was being transferred to Key West. And I went along with them, and I enrolled in school down there at Key West Community College and started there. He got transferred to Charleston, South Carolina, where he was in charge of personnel or something like that. I forget what it was. And I stayed behind in Key West because I was a hippie. It was the time.
It was a great time. Yeah. Did you ever meet any of the big names down there? I'm trying to think, McWayne. The writers, the crazy guys?
Not really. For one thing, I was somewhat of an outsider because I wasn't a conch.
Right.
But I did make a lot of the local conch friends and whatnot. And again, we were the hippie group. We were kind of the first ones that went down to Mallory Square and started the Sunset thing. There was no jugglers, nobody down there selling boyos or anything else. We just all went down there and we smoked funny things and watched the sunset. And then it kind of went big. Yeah. She's pointing things.
I had a really good story to tell you, but I'll have to do it another time because Emma's telling me we've got to close. Oh no, she's going to let me tell the story?
Oh, okay, stories are good.
Well, you started something that really hit the big time, and the Mallory Square thing.
Yeah.
Because the ships were told that they were blocking the sunset. And so the ships were told they had to move. Well, of course, that cost them money and blah, blah, blah. So they had a compromise. The ships move so people can say goodnight to the sun, and then the ships come back. That was the compromise. These big shipping companies made that compromise for Mallory Square. And now we bid you adieu until next week. Thank you for visiting with us.
Hasta la pasta.
Yes.